this gift can bring healing to their communities, but it also attracts evil.
Every saint has a past and every sinner a future. Oscar Wilde. Recently, I rewatched Sinners by Ryan Coogler. It has been a fascinating ride for me throughout this film. I first watched it in theaters and I thought I should give it a shot again. And to be honest, it's been wonderful. I'm glad I did, but at the same time, there were some aspects that I find lacking. But we are not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how fascinating this film was. Also, Michael B. Jordan won an Oscar. What the fuck? Each of the element I loved the most about this film. Number one, Sinners.
I ain't never saw no roots, no demons, no ghosts, no magic. Just power. And only money can give you that.
The concept of sinners is what stood out to me the most. In theological paradigms throughout the world, music has been considered a way to connect with devil.
You keep dancing with the devil. One day it's gonna follow you home.
Music for me is capable of transcending time and space. Music united people and throughout the world and still do. And to connect music with some devilish thing is just ridiculous. I think the most special scene in this film for me is the scene where Sammy started to sing I Lied to You and it snagged the space gliding two words together. When there's no hope, when there's no way out of suffering, we tend to find the meaning in that suffering. Thus, you get art. Art is a human expression, and without art, the life would be miserable. The blues is a genre of music originated from African American people who were marginalized by society into slavery, poverty, and constant suffering. They used this piece of art as a way to escape, as a way to live, and soon blues became a part of their culture. Black folks use blues as a way to express their opposing views of oppression and slavery that has been imposed on them. Blues made them a community, it brought them together, and it formed a relationship between them and their suffering. The blues in this film has been mind-blowing, especially the scene where Stack asked Sammy to sing in his car. That scene was a masterclass. The whole album of Sinner is just fabulous. Religion and greed. Greed is considered one of the worst sins in religions. Greed can drive humanity into madness, causing each other harms and inflict suffering on minorities. Whenever we mention the time of slavery, we remember the popular names of freedom fighters like Lincoln or Martin Luther King Jr. There are some unsung heroes that have to be mentioned for what they have done. Like many were taught that Rosa Parks was the first to famously refuse to give up a bus seat. 9 months before her 1943 protest in Montgomery, Alabama, then 15 years old Claudette Colvin was arrested for refusing to give her seat to a standing white woman after school. Calvin was forcibly removed from the bus and arrested, but would later go on to be one of the principal plaintiffs in the Supreme Court case Browder vs. Gale, which declared bus segregation unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment. You know the storybooks where the moral was that greed is a curse. The books were right actually. Greed is a horrible quality to adopt as a human being as it makes you an animal without you looking like one. It exploits your essence and provides suffering for those around you. You may buy luxurious materials, but whenever it will come to things that can be bought by greed, it will be excruciating to tolerate. Vampires. Lastly, I want to talk about vampires, how usually in the horror genres, monsters are often used as a metaphor for something else. Like in Jennifer's Body, monstrous figure was used as a way to describe bisexuality and its demons.